Hello, my friends. I'm here today to do a layout share. I have 7 layouts that I created. They're all winter theme, and I'm using my winter stash collection and trying to use the older items and the newer items, using my stamps and my dies to create these layouts. So this first layout here is my nephew Timothy, and he's out playing in the snow and with their dog Hades, and you can see the horses in the background. And I really wanted to emphasize these pictures, so I put them in the center of the page, and then I created a scene here with a couple of icons, the little boy and the snowman, and the title, Let It Snow. And you can see here there are a couple of snowflakes and here's another few down here that I stamped out with my stamps, and then I fussy cut them, and I was glad to use them on this layout. The second layout I have for you is of Megan, and I used a Simple Stories collection. It's more of a relatively new one, and I used these tags. I picked this collection because of the bright colors, and she's got a blue snowsuit on and a little pink hat, and I want to emphasize those colors. And here is one of the images that I stamped out, the snow, and I cut it out with the circles. And here is another one of the images, Baby, It's Cold Outside. This sentiment I stamped out with my stamp sets this month, because that is what I'm trying to do this year, is to utilize my stamp sets, my dies, my mixed media, and my paper collections to create layouts and cards. And so that's the second layout. The third one is a companion page to the one we just saw. I still have to do some journaling, but I liked this. I put a grid to put the 4 photos together of Megan and her grandpa pulling her along, and I stamped out these snowflakes and this sentiment here, Winter Moments, and I am glad to start incorporating my stamp sets into my scrapbooking. And I have found that if I do them ahead of time and they're there and they're available, that I will utilize them. My next layout I have for you is Minda and Megan, and this is again a nice snow layout, and you can see all these snowflakes, kind of went a little snowflake happy here, are cut out from my die sets. And so I was glad to have those ready and available. This title here, Snow, is something that I made for a swap on Ginger's Corners. And so if you haven't gone over there, that was something that we were doing for the past several years over there. And so this is one that I made, and then I put a couple of phrases here: Winter Wonderland, Magic in the Air, and Let It Snow. And this is actually an older paper collection from Creative Memories, and I tried to update it utilizing these dies, and I think it looks fairly decent. I liked how it came out. Now, if this one looks very similar, except there is an explosion of snowflakes, it is the same photo, because one page will go in Megan's album and one page will go in Minda's album. They are very similar. You can see here I stamped out this snow, and Today is Perfect. And then I utilized some of the dies that snowflakes I had cut out, and some of the stickers and this paper line, and I really loved how this layout came out also. So I was glad to get that done. This next set of layouts is about ice skating, and you can see we have Minda and Megan and Katie. And so here they are skating, and what I had was this die collection, and it was kind of like this aqua tealy greens and these pinks. And so the minute I saw that they were wearing pink and green, I thought, oh, this is a perfect collection to use that die perfect photos, to use those die cuts with. And so that's what I emphasized here, and that's why I used these particular colors and kind of did a diagonal diagonal distribution of icons. Boy, that was kind of really messed up, but sometimes that's how my brain works. And I'm not going to restart this video. It's just sometimes that's how I talk. And here is the companion page, and you really get to see their smiling faces, Minda and Megan, and there's Katie there. And I used the same paper and the same die sets, and I really think that these pink and these teals and the aqua colors really went well with what they were wearing, and I was glad to pair them up with some paper in my stash and to get 7 layouts done from my stash and from using some of my stamps. And so I hope you enjoyed this layout share and this fun winter theme. It is really winter outside my window right now. And so I hope that you get time in your craft room and that you get to start utilizing your stash and the dies and the stamps and the stencils and the mixed media that you have not been using. And I hope that you follow along with my journey this year. Okay, friends, happy crafting.